Hey guys, so tonight I'm going to talk about incontinence with lifting heavy weights and a technique that you can use to help decrease some incontinence with lifting heavier weights. So this more specifically applies to maybe someone who's more athletic, maybe a CrossFitter, or just someone who does weightlifting, but it can also apply to someone who doesn't lift weights, because lifting up a baby in a car seat can weigh quite a bit, and that can cause incontinence, or maybe just picking something heavy up off the floor, carrying a bag of feed, a bag of salt, etc. So these techniques are I'm going to go over how to do it with the deadlift and how to do it with a back squat, but you can take the concept and apply it to pretty much any functional movement or task in everyday life. So the technique is pretty much a blow as you go technique. So you're going to exhale with exertion and you're going to inhale when the movement is easier. Basically, incontinence, to sum it up very, very quickly, is a problem of pressure and there being too much pressure downwards on the pelvic floor. And you can influence how much pressure is on the pelvic floor by how much air you have in your lungs, because your lungs push downward on your diaphragm, which pushes downward on your abdominal cavity, which pushes downward on your pelvic floor. So it's an indirect relationship. So blow as you go means exhale with exertion, but or blow before you go. You want to start to exhale before you start that exertional part of the lift. So here's what I mean. So say you're doing a deadlift. I have a PVC because I don't want to carry a bar all the way in here. But when you're in this bottom position, before you start to stand up, start to exhale. So here before I stand up, I start to exhale, and I exhale all the way up. I finish my exhale up here, and then I inhale on the way down. So start to exhale, then start to move, stand up, full exhale upon standing up, start to inhale on your way down. Now for a back squat, very similar. So widen the stance just a little bit. You're going to exhale with exertion and inhale on the way down. So go ahead and breathe in while you're going down. In the bottom, then start to breathe out before you move up. So you start to breathe out and then you move back up. So one more time, you're inhaling on the way down. You start to exhale and then you stand back up. So that technique can be useful for managing incontinence when you're lifting heavier weights in the gym. Because the heavier the weight goes, the more pressure you get in your abdomen, the more pressure gets put on the pelvic floor, the higher the chances for incontinence. So kind of a quick and easier technique to use with breathing while you're lifting weights. Also, matching your breathing with your weightlifting. So say this Friday at Rokius, we have a thrusters and a pull-ups kind of workout. So with those thrusters, if you time your breathing, so you're exhaling with exertion and you're inhaling on the rest, you can actually also help control your heart rate. So your heart rate doesn't get jacked up really high too quickly, which will help your performance. So not only does timing your breathing with your motion help with incontinence, it can also help with performance. So hope you guys found that useful. If you have any questions or interested in me hosting another pelvic floor workshop, just let me know.